Hey guys, welcome to Danger Zone. So we're back at the marina, just sort of pointing in a different direction. And you can see that once again we're up against one heck of a tower. But a couple of things have changed, and it wouldn't be a coin pushing show if I didn't have some complaining to do to start. So previous videos that you've probably seen, and if not, why not? Go watch them. Came to the attention of the owner's lawyer, who said, "Look, you want to have a small coin pushing operation going on? That's fine. That's fine. But the level you guys are doing it, this is gambling. This is illegal gambling. And not only are you doing illegal gambling, for actual money and large amounts, but you're putting out videos of evidence that you're gambling." And he said, "So you're going to have to work something else out." And so we talked for a little while, and he said, "Look, lawyers said it was fine if you were playing for free food. I mean, I already have $3,000 on an account here, but from now on, whatever I win would just go into that account." And so essentially, he wouldn't be paying me in money, he'd be paying me in calamari, he'd be paying me in linguine with clam sauce, and oh my god, the lobster ravioli here is amazing. So, did I mention it's a seafood place? It's a seafood place. So, I actually love the food here. Don't tell him I said so. So, playing for food, I'm all for it. It works fine for me. But I had one problem, which is, okay, what happens if I lose? Do I still have to pay you real cash? And he says, "Well, you have $3,000 on account now." And I said, "Yeah, but you know how these games can get. What if I lose more than $3,000? Do I have to pay you cash? And are we back to gambling?" He said, No. I know what your day job is. So, tell you what, if you lose, then I'll just we'll work something out for your day job. And I said, My day job? You could never afford it. And he said, "Well, that's the point. If you lose, then you give me some professional services. If I lose, I give you my professional services of providing food." And my lawyer says, "That's not gambling." Okay, what his lawyer says goes. So I said to him, "Okay, so you want to be part of, you need help from my day job. Just how much meth do you want me to produce? I mean, are you going to be selling it? Is it going to be an appetizer? What's going on?" And he said, "Quit kidding around. I know you don't make meth." I said, okay, you found me out. I don't make meth. Okay, so the question is, who do you want me to kill? And he said, "John, just quit joking around, okay? I'm in enough trouble already. I don't want, you're going to do a video in which I'm hiring you to kill people?" And I said, okay, what do you want? And just to bore you, I'm a marketing consultant, so he would need some marketing services. Like, it was my idea to show you a different angle on his restaurant, so that he's not just looking out at a boat in the marina. He's actually looking at your buffet spread or something. And he said, "So that's it. If you lose, you owe me a certain amount in professional services after you use up the $3,000. If you win, it goes on account here, and you can use it for food." So apparently, just so everybody knows, it's not illegal to be paid off in oysters. Okay, you just can't be paid off in cash. We live in a weird world. There's a strip club down the street. That's no problem. But a couple of guys playing for cash, that's a problem. Sorry, I said oysters. It made me think strip club. I'm a sick, sick man. Anyway, so what do we have today? We have, well, supposedly it's 7 different towers, but it's really just one big tower. There are these on the side with like 500 and 100 chips on them. And these on the other side with the same. Then we have the biggest tower he's set up yet, because he apparently, I'm going to fix the camera so you can see a little better. Because apparently now he builds coin towers for meditation or something. Whatever. Anyway, supposedly, and I say supposedly because I don't really trust him, supposedly the entire center of this thing is filled up with those little capsules, and inside each little capsule there's a gold bar that counts as 5 grams of gold. How many little capsules? He wouldn't tell me. That's why maybe I think it's only a few. I don't know. But, and here's the kicker, we play differently here. Normally, I keep whatever I knock off. Right? That's how you play this game. Playing here, I only get to keep what I win. Or actually, I don't even win it. I only get to keep what I knock off if I knock down all the towers. If I don't knock down all the towers, anything I knock off, I owe him. Now, it used to be in cash, now it's professional services. Just to be clear, I was joking. You guys are going to have to look somewhere else for your meth. And if you want somebody killed, have some gumption. Do it yourself. No, I'm kidding. Don't kill anybody. Don't kill anybody. They really don't like it. People don't like it when they're killed. Their neighbors and relatives complain. You wind up arrested. You wind up going to jail. In Texas, you wind up executed one way or another because they just like to kill people, I guess. That's basically it. You can't really see the backfield, but that's okay. It's all quarters. Trust me, it's just quarters. So that's fair. And I have 4 of these. I decided, I could be lazy, and I am a lazy man. So I have 4 of these. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Trust me, I have 4 of them. And I guess that's it. So I might as well stop talking and start playing. You know me, so you know that the no talking part will last about 3 minutes. If you're lucky, maybe 30 seconds. So, let's go, man. Let's hit the big one. Oh, as for timing, they're having trouble with the Wi-Fi. Fortunately, I'm just recording. As I was saying, as for time, I have till I'm getting no quarters back. I can just keep playing as long as the quarters keep coming back. It's set up to deflect the quarters into the dealer's holes, which I call the stealer's holes on the side. so the quarters won't last forever. But that said, here we go. Welcome to Danger Zone at the Tower of Fire, because that's supposed to be a volcano. So this is Danger Zone at the Tower of Fire. Something like that. Here we go. Okay. So my mother is 93 years old, and I just want you to think for a second about, being 93. So she spent Monday through Wednesday doing what most 93-year-old women do, which is being on the board of a public service foundation and going to all-day meetings and after dinners to discuss the future, to meet with one of the people who they give grants to, among which, by the way, is shelters and catch and release programs for feral cats. This is not necessarily my mother's choice. She is not a big cat fan. She has disliked them, but she's not really into them. I said, occasionally I'll say, Mom, if you don't listen to me about your health, I'm going to get you a cat. And she said, please don't. It's like, who wouldn't want a cat? But okay. So that's what my 93-year-old mother did. Functioned at the top level of foundation monitoring, or whatever boards you call what boards do, of decision making. And did she come home exhausted? No. Did she come home tired? No. She came home joyous and exhilarated. Because my mother retired from the law twice. Once she retired from running the probates court in New York City, and one of the little lava balls is that's what they are. They're lava balls. Is about to fall, or is at least wiggling, and those towers on the side are starting to come down. Which it's good because I want towers to come down, but not great because they have about $700 on each one, and I won't know for quite a long time whether they're mine, whether they're my lobster ravioli or his marketing services, because that's not gambling apparently. But just to be clear, I'm right. He could never afford me if it weren't for this. So that's fair. And his place, the food in his place is really good, but very pricey. So I'm happy to make that exchange. Besides, I don't have to give him good marketing advice. I just have to give him marketing advice, right? Say, I could say, the guy across town who does pretty much the same thing you do, you should double your prices. Because that way everyone will think your food is even better. Which is terrible advice. You don't necessarily want to cut your prices, and you don't necessarily want to be the lowest price in town. I know that surprises people. But people will think that anything a little pricier is better. So you can get away with charging more for the same thing. If you have cloth napkins, for example, like this place does. Okay, there's a tower on the left that's starting to come down. Let me see if you can see that a little bit better if I lift the camera. Okay. Tilt it down a bit. Yeah, there you go. Okay. You don't really need to see the backfield that much anyway. There's nothing there. Well, yeah, you can see a bit of his buffet poking out. But on the left side over here, that one looks like it's going to come down. Since we're filming without the front plate, because last time all you got to see was the reflection of me in this outfit. Well, not all. That you could see the thing. And I'll post a link to the previous videos up here in the comments. But the towers on the left and right do seem to be moving and coming down. Oop. See, it fell. It started to fall, but it was caught by the... It started to fall, but it was caught by the other one, so it's not down. So let's see what happens. I'm just really surprised at how fast the big tower in the middle is moving up. Oh, a tower is down, but nothing has come off yet that I want to come off, because all the chips fell into the back, which is not unusual. So I just have to, keep playing so I can clear everything out. And get it out of the way so something can come down. Right now, I still have 3,000 in credit, and I still owe him nothing. So a smart man would quit now, but unfortunately, outside of marketing, I'm not a smart man. Okay, just to keep you all in the loop, I'm down 1 cup. Second wave? No. Okay. Okay. So, shot number 2. Oh, and my wife's really something too. She's autistic, though not as impaired as my son. She's fully verbal. Boy, is she fully verbal. Trust me, if she gives you an earful, you will not have any questions about whether or not she's a verbal person. But they used to think that autism was something that only happened in boys. Or happened much more often in boys, or something like that. It was a boy thing. Still just chips, and now the oh, it looks like the other you can't quite see. Let me see if I can. Yeah, right back here you can see that the valued chips are heading for seem to be heading for the Steelers holes. So that won't help anybody. So my wife who was a well-known autism advocate and special needs advocate. She was asked to participate in a study of autistic women. And she said, and we'll pay your, cover all your expenses. Not that the expenses from New York to Pittsburgh would have killed us, but it was nice of them, because we're having so much trouble finding, girls and women to participate. And then they do their usual, background check thing and talk to her parents. Oops, that went down and they fell backwards again. Okay. And are heading straight for the dealer's hole again. Maybe we'll go through this whole thing and nobody wins anything. Anyway, you and I get to have this chat. So my wife was rejected from the study because they didn't believe she was autistic. And she, who is very definitely autistic, called them up and basically said, what do you mean I'm not autistic? I've been assessed, up the wazoo, I'm autistic. And they said, well, would you mind going to this person and being assessed one more time? And this time she was assessed by the person who developed the first clinical test to see if you were autistic. It was and my wife said it was great to meet her because, I'd heard about it for years. Anyway, they talked for about 15 minutes. And this person said, you're autistic, let's stop wasting both our time. Why don't we just talk for the next 40 minutes, because there's no question here. And Carol was fine with that. It was cool. It's like talking to, someone who's a big name in her field. And so Carol called back and said, let me tell you what's the problem with your whole research methodology. Because my wife always, the quarter one is starting to come down. That's amazing. I'm going to have to do a clean out soon. And she basically said, let me tell you what's wrong with your whole study. You are not allowing for the fact that autism presents differently in girls and women than it does in boys. So it's not surprising that you can't find any autistic girls using a write-up and an assumptions that were made up for boys. It's sort of like, she didn't say this is how I would have put it. It's sort of like, you're saying we want to do a study of girls, but they all have to have a penis. So she said, could you have one of the people who are actually, I know you're a graduate student, I don't mean to give you hell, and I know you didn't design the study, but could I talk to the person who did design the study? And she said, sure, because my wife can be very scary. She's only 5 feet tall, but I got to tell you, she can scare the pants off you, especially when she's pissed. In the advocacy community, she's called the pit bull of Brooklyn, or the iron fist wrapped in a velvet glove kind of thing. So she talks to them and says, girls, more quarters. Okay, I'm going to have to clean up, but I'm going to, you know what? As is my habit, I'm going to keep talking. So she, now I'll have to sort them out after I get them out. I got something, there's a 100 here, that's That's good or bad, depending on whether I can knock this down. But no, I'm not going to jinx it this time. I'm not going to say, well, you know what I'm going to say. I say, well, gee, it looks like it's coming down. And it looks like I'm shaking the camera again. Okay. Anyway, so she says to them, look, you need to go into this with a different mindset. You need to understand that just as neurotypical girls play differently than boys, they're more social than boys, they talk more than boys. The same is true with autistic. An autistic girl is much less likely to be nonverbal, for example. So if they're talking, if they're doing imaginative play with their dolls, it doesn't mean they're not autistic. But they may have other, of what are now, what did she say it was called? Spiked skills, which means very good at some things, not good at other things. But they're a different array than the usual autistic boy. So you're going to have to redesign your frickin' study and then try again. And they said, okay, we have no choice but to accept that you're autistic now because our, the head biggie in diagnosing autistic people has said you're autistic. So, by our study rules, we have to accept you're autistic. And after this conversation, while we'd like to have you come down and participate in the study, we really have to meet you. So she goes to the University of Pittsburgh and she sits down with these people. And when she's not pissed and in person, my wife comes off as the sweetest thing. Or, not that she's not a sweet person, because she's going to see this video, and if I don't say something, I'll be in trouble. She's a very sweet person, but even when she wants to, how did she put it? Even when she wants to bang your head against the wall, she will say, oh, yes, but isn't there another way to look at it? When what she really means is die, 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 die. And she's just really great at that. I'm still cleaning out. That's how much came down. And on the upside, the quarters are coming down. And even better, so far they're not exploding all over the floor. So I'm going to do what I do for good luck, and I'm going to refill cups I was already given. And here's the first cup. So I have almost, sorry, I had to scratch my face. Get your mind out of the gutter. Why do I even put up with you people? Anyway, and she goes through the test, and then they sit down and they go through, and between the two of them, they rewrite the guidelines for the study, so that it said if you go out with the actual guidelines of what actual autistic women are like, I bet you'll have a lot of luck. You'll have a lot of luck, a lot more luck, finding autistic girls. And they did. Um, and not only did that, when their study was published, and they explained all this, it started to, that's about 10 or slightly more years ago, it started to slide through the autistic community that girls can be autistic just as much as boys can, just with slightly different presentation. It's kind of like they were, before Carol, they were kind of looking for women with prostate cancer. And believe it or not, there are women who have, for some reason, enough prostate tissue to get prostate cancer. But well, that was interesting. Well, the screen's not on, so with your permission, it's not cheating. I'm just going to take these two off that got stuck there. And wow, that came down with a big crash. Now, though, while I have like, oh, you know what? I'm going to put you on pause a second while I get the stuff off the floor. Yeah, it's a nice place. I don't want it to look sloppy. Okay, it's still a little messy, but he said he'd send someone out to take care of it. So, let's see what we have so far, shall we? We got another 5. We got 100. Got 100 and 100. Not another 5. We got a 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 hundreds and a 500. Now again, well, let me show you this first. Remember those red things, the lava balls? We have 12 of 12. Okay, 12 of the lava balls. That's 5 grams of gold each. I think that's about 300 each. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't own it yet. So, for that matter, I don't owe it yet either. That's also good. So now I just have to knock down these other 3. Well, one thing's for sure. You know what? There's so much that every time something goes in, it'll come out. I'm going to need to clean that out. Anyway. Oh. And look. Two more of these balls. Let's count them up after we know whether I won. How about that? Oh. More balls. Well, I guess you got to have a lot of balls to play this game. Because you could be winning, or you could be digging your own way to the poorhouse. Okay? Sorry, more. You may have gotten them all. You know, I know it's not right because he put in a lot of effort, but I'm just thinking about how much time and effort went into making that tower. And it did take me a little while to knock it down. But a lot less time than I thought. And now I have, here's almost the whole tower in this container. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry about running out of quarters, because they're just going to keep cycling through until we knock this stuff down. Anyway, the point of the story I was droning on about is that there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of girls with autism, just like my wife, who will get a proper diagnosis, a proper understanding of themselves, and hopefully the right kind of help. And we can let go of this notion we had for decades that if it's not a boy, it can't be autism. Because in fact, it can. I mean, maybe there are some of you out there who have been told something incredibly stupid, like, well, I'd say this is autism, but it can't be because she's a girl. Well, you know what? It can be. Find a different person. Okay, in a sense, I guess I'm out of quarters in this cup. I'm not going to bother. Well, you know what? I'm going to stick to my good luck. And I'm just going to keep refilling this cup. I'll get rid of the chip here. And just see, this is maybe the problem. Even after I get this all cleared out, maybe not be possible to knock those down, because when they're on the left and right sides, what Josh and Jason called the dead zone, it may not actually be possible to knock them down. But we'll see. Certainly have enough quarters that it's not a problem. It's more to the fact that I'm in my 60s and I don't know how much longer I can stand on my feet. And there's just no way. I wish someone would come up with a chair that would make it possible to play these things. Oops. You know it's not fair? When you're in your 60s, you remember what you were like when you were 19 or 20 or whatever. But the people who are 19 or 20 don't remember, obviously, what it's going to be like when they're 60. So they have no real appreciation of what it's like to get up without pain, or not even really pain, just stiffness, about how you you your reflexes used to be so fast, your memory used to be so good, and okay, the middle is clearing out, that's for sure. But so far, as far as I can tell, nothing whatever is happening on the sides. I mean, can I really feed quarters in so fast that the Steelers holes don't just take all the quarters? Remember all those, hey, you don't have to remember. See all these lava balls? Yeah, there's thousands in them there balls. And you know what? I do have to remind myself that that I won't be paying him off in cash, but it'll wipe out my account here, and I'll have to give him marketing advice. I think I'm just going to tell him, it's pretty obvious this place needs some more coin pushers. Okay, we actually emptied out a cup, but you know what? As usual, I don't like moving on to another cup if I still have quarters, so the guy who cleaned up moves the cups, but there's so many quarters on the floor, you can hear them crunching. And honestly, I'm within the rules to pick those quarters up and use them. I just don't need to yet. So I don't know what your plans for the weekend are. My son, speaking of people in their 20s, his art teacher has an art show in Yonkers, and one of my son's people is taking him up to just for those of you in other parts of the world, and remember, as a New Yorker I tend to forget there are other parts of the world. Yonkers is just above New York City. The northernmost borough in New York is the Bronx. Oh, all the boroughs are Staten Island, Brooklyn, where I live and is therefore the best. Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, and Manhattan is a borough. Manhattan is where everything upper class you've ever seen in about New York takes place. Also where a lot of other things take place, and where they look down on the outer boroughs because we are the bridge and tunnel crowd, because we can't get to Manhattan without crossing a bridge or going through a tunnel, which is true. You know, the one on the left is starting to move. Here, I'm going to tip over a little bit. There we go. Starting to get filled up again. I see, they're actually quarters under this. It's going to tip backwards if it tips at all, but I can live with that. It just has to come down. And then I just have to decide if I want to spend the time Okay, give me a sec, guys. The owner came by and said I'm not showing enough of his beautiful restaurant. So I got to rejigger the camera here a little bit so I show more out the... Well, you know, I don't know why he thinks people will think there's a window in the back of Coin Pusher. It's a picture. I mean, you hear all those people? You hear all those people in the restaurant? Yeah, you see any of them back there? No. Why? It's a picture. Oh, I'm doing a quick clean out. You know what? Leave me a comment. Should I flip through the clean outs? Should I just spare you the endless fun and fascination of seeing what actually comes out of the chute and hearing all the chute sounds? Or should I just skip over it? Let me know. I'll do it. Whatever you guys leave in the comments, I'll do next time. There's still some chips in there, but I'm just going to refill this. Oh, there's some chips. And get the chips out as I go. You guys are being patient enough. You know, if any of you watching have special needs kids of any kind, doesn't have to be just... Where'd that come from? That's where it came from. The sky. We're raining quarters. The Coin Pusher anthem. The metal banging chorus. Okay, let's try we're on the right for a while. Because there doesn't seem to be anything on the left. Just like an old-fashioned quarter pusher. And I think I said in an earlier video, I think all coin pusher machines are just longing. Whoa! Okay. I didn't even do anything. Okay. That's down. and try and see if I can push some of that over to the left. I mean, over to the right. You know, this is the left, this is the right. I want to see if I can move some of the chips over that way, because that'll help block up the Steelers holes. At least they're blocked on this side. Look, you can see a chip has gone into the Steelers hole and is blocking everything. Okay, that really should make the drops on the right more effective. Because look, see how they're starting to block up the center? That means more quarters will wind up going over in that direction. And that did it. Okay, now all of this stuff is mine. I'm going to be a little bit more enthusiastic. Let's get it off. All the stuff on the back shelf, all the stuff in the front, it's all mine now. Mine, 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 mine. Wow, he's going to, well, look, here he comes. Ta-da! And he just looks at me and says, huh, I guess I owe you some fish. And then I go, he said, okay, I owe you a lot of fish. How much fish can you eat? And I said, well, it's house credit. I can bring a lot of friends. And he said, oh, and you know what? I'll give you this free marketing advice. Let me eat free and all my friends. I'll bring all my friends. They'll see what a wonderful place this is. And that they'll think I bought it all for them, and then they'll come back and come back another night on their own and pay. And he said, you know, on second thought, if that's the quality of your marketing advice, that I just give everything away free, I'm not sure I want to play you for it anymore. And I said, nah, we can keep playing for it. Besides, just me and my wife will make a heck of a dent. You don't have to worry too much about that. But look back there. Wow, all those 500s. So I think I'm going to go with the Tower of Fire for the name of this. But you know, I can change the name once it's been put up. So if you don't like the name, Danger Zone versus the Tower of Fire, then leave a comment and I'll change the name. In fact, let's have a little contest. Whoever can come up with the best name, I'll change it to their choice, and I'll put their name in it. You know, maybe the Volcano of the Red Balls. Suggested by Mitzi. Or Wendy, or Josh, or Dan. Dan, you could do it. Coming up with a new title to this video, and I'll pick the one I like best. it doesn't matter if it's silly. If don't worry about me thinking you're stupid if you come up with something silly. Look at me. This is how I spent my Saturday. My Saturday. Aha! Well, at least they're coming down. Folks, and remember the other thing to comment on is the other thing to comment on is whether you want me to keep talking while I clean out the chute, or just skip it and jump on. Because I can edit this after. I can edit it out afterwards. So again, why don't you guys do some participation here? Help me out a little bit. Oh, and while you're posting your suggestions for the video, and rude suggestions are just fine, like, the video John should have shoved up his butt will do fine as a suggestion. Why don't you take a little extra time and, I put in, if you are like this video, or even if you didn't like this video, if you don't like videos at all, if you never watched this video, could you at least like and subscribe? You can watch the first, you can like and subscribe the first minute. Oh, there goes the camera again. You can like and subscribe the first minute you're on, and then you can turn away and watch something else. But don't, because they track that. You can watch something else, but leave this logged in, because that really helps with the algorithm, with my numbers. Here, let me adjust this a bit. He came by and said, "You're not showing the whole picture again?" And I said, "Do you really want me to show them in a totally empty restaurant that where the food has been laying out this whole time?" No. And you have a gorgeous place here. There's no question of that. But really, they get what you're trying to do. They get what kind of place it is. They've been watching for almost an hour. I hope. Okay, so then the question always becomes, see, if those were 100 chips in the back, I would probably stop. But I don't stop when I have more quarters. I know I was going to say more quarters than God, but I'm pretty certain God just uses a debit card these days. Those people who go to church, which I don't because I'm Jewish, and we don't do money on the Sabbath anyway. I'm curious, did the collection plates come along with a little swipe thing that you can just, swipe your debit card? Because who carries cash these days? See, that'd be my marketing advice for anybody who runs a church. Get one of those little portable swipe machines and have the person going up and down and doing the collection hand it to people and let them put in the amount of money and swipe their cards. That seems to me make this as much sense. Um, or maybe there's some way to put the collection plate on auto pay. I don't know. That's another thing you guys can comment on. Um, Educate the Jew. Tell them whether churches have auto pay. So you can like subscribe to the church bulletin. And they'll charge you a certain amount per month. And that gets you out of or am I being insulting to churches? I don't know. If so, I apologize. That's not my intention. I'm just one of those people who was always getting late fees, not because I didn't have the money, but because I was... Ooh, something went down. Because I was just too distracted. Josh will understand this. I was just too distracted to get around to paying the bill. It wasn't until they... I'd be watching something and the cable would go off and say, oh, right, I guess I should pay that bill. And then I'd pay. And what's particularly odd is that there's a lot of places that won't let you pay in advance. That won't let you pay like 3 months in advance, even if you can afford it. Not that I was always able to. Don't think that at 20 I'm in the position I am at 60. So in that sense, okay. Okay. I really do want to stop, but there's just too much money. Well, it's I'm sorry, there's too much lobster. I don't want to get him in trouble. There's too much lobster ravioli on the table for me to walk away. Okay, that's how I put on weight in the first place. There was never such a thing as, oh, no more lobster ravioli for me. I've had enough. No. But now I'm on the new drugs, and now there is such a thing as enough. And it's a very weird thing to suddenly happen in your 60s. To suddenly be able to say, well, that's enough. And it's such a small amount, too. It's like weird. Like, I've had 4 pieces of ravioli. That's probably enough for today. Like, but, John, we gave you your usual portion. I said, I know. You don't think I don't. If you think I don't think it's weird too. You're wrong. He's not paying attention, and the screen is off. I could just reach in there and grab those glass chips, but I'm just not built that way. Because it wouldn't feel like I won. There's that sense of having beat the odds and... Okay, they're down 1 level. Won't be long now, folks. Then I'll do a final countdown. And those of you with the guts and the drive to have stayed with us all this time, why, they'll be the ones who get the special after show. Part of me thinks this is a lot of fish. And I mean, I don't actually want to hurt the guy, but I also know that he would have taken my free services in a minute for the same amount if I hadn't gotten the stacks down. The tower, sorry, this is Tower Monday on the Danger Zone. Okay, I'm going to have to clean out again. We got a 100. We got a 500. Oops. We got another 100. Another 100 and another 100. Okay. Which one here? Yeah, there were hundreds. Okay. Another 100. Another 100. You know what? I'm just going to pull all this out. You know what? This time I am going to pause because I'm going to have to move the camera and get all this stuff out. Hold on. Okay, that was a big clean out. There's not much left now. It should probably go down pretty quick. How come everything I say sounds dirty even when it's really not? I mean, I really just meant that it'll be pretty fast to clear off the rest of this, but somehow I said it in the dirtiest possible way. I really should have given up my career as an adult film star a lot earlier than I did. But it was like doing this was kind of my fate because, you know, like my co-stars would say, yes, push it the way you'll one day push a coin pusher. I may have to cut that out. Tell me whether I should cut that out. Whether it's you know, it's too dirty for you guys. Ooh. Okay. Not much longer. Oh, and I was never an adult film star because, I made all the other adult male film stars. I made them feel inadequate. You know what I mean? Just, they said a lot of them would walk on the set with me and quit, and they'd say, "That thing can't be real." No, but there was a time in my life when it came down to being in adult films or flipping burgers. And I went with the flipping burgers. And but after like 2 years, I started to think to myself, which is actually worse? Doing that stuff on screen or standing behind a hot grill all day, flipping burgers, or whatever else they were flipping at the time. But I go back a long way. I go back to the days of the McDLT, when the geniuses at McDonald's, it suddenly occurred to them that maybe, well, that'll help actually. Maybe people would like lettuce and tomato on their hamburgers. I mean, I could just see, an executive at his hometown diner, and he orders it, and everyone makes him order a hamburger because he works for McDonald's. And he said, "Hey, I know, this gives me a brilliant idea. What if we put lettuce and tomato in our burgers?" And they had that double packaging. And their big slogan was keeping the hot side hot and the cool side cool. Because what everybody in the drive-thru, of course, wants is to have to pull over so they can take one half of their burger out of the two-part foam package. Oh, there goes 100. Now it's only all it's up to the two 500s, and then I can get the heck out. Then I can thank you all for your participation in this wonderful event that has brought joy into the lives of, actually, seriously, my wife has brought not just joy, but a real chance at life to thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of girls with autism who at the very least grew up thinking, what the heck is wrong with me? And now at least they know, and it can be addressed, and they won't be seen as a freak, because there's no explanation for why they're behaving this way. Well, that was a good shot. I'll take it. I mean, does it say you can't drop the quarters in vertically? Well, actually, it probably does. But we're coming up on it. Anyway, I guess the reason I was thinking of flipping burgers is because I had to be on my feet all day behind the grill. And here, it just sort of reminds me a lot because I'm sort of have to be on my feet the whole time I'm doing this. Okay, I'd like to thank the red chip and the green chip for blocking up the Steelers hole. Which gives me a much better and quicker shot at getting that 500 off. I wish Britt were here because I have, when I count up, I'm going to have to do some math. Because it's not just a straightforward. Getting close. It's a good drop. Yes! Okay. And that's it, folks. Okay. Chips. Oh, 500. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'll have you watch me count off the chips. I mean the the ones with value. Because I know that's fun. And then I will flip off and come back with the total from the lava balls. Maybe that's a better title. Maybe Danger Zone versus the Lava Balls. Okay. So okay, let me get this organized. Anyway, I was saying, if any of you have a special needs kid with autism or cerebral palsy or epilepsy or anything like that, and you're kind of at a loss to what to do, just drop me a note at coinpusherchallenge@gmail.com, and we'll see. I'll see if my wife can find someone to help you in your area. Okay, so here we have hold on. They get messed up. Let me see. Okay, guys. I think this is right. Okay. But if it's wrong, then it's more. And I won't exactly object to that. Okay. 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. And hundreds, 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Let me adjust the camera on purpose for once. Okay. 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 1,300 plus the 2,000 is 3,300. And now let's count up the balls, and then I'll do the math and come back. Okay. So each of these are 5 grams, but I'm just counting 5 grams of gold, but I'm just going to count the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and here's half a ball but with its gold piece, so I'm going to say 21. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, you won't believe this, I had a little trouble believing it too, but it turns out that 5 grams of gold is worth $334, or let's call it 335 because there's a little change in there. Multiply that by 21, you get $7,000. So the 7,000 plus the 3,300, that would be 10,300, but I'm just going to even it off at 10,000. You know, I know he would have charged me the whole thing, or rather, we would have exchanged professional services in the amount adjudicated by this machine. This is not gambling. This is an exchange of professional services adjudicated by this machine. And we're both very happy with it. And you know, I actually don't even like adding $10,000 to my account. That's a lot. The really disappointing thing is I'm on appetite suppressant meds now, and I'm losing a lot of weight, and it's great. But I'm not used to there being a sense of enough, and I'm certainly I mean, it used to be, yeah, how much lobster ravioli? I'll have that. How much do you have in the kitchen? And now it's, well, I've had 4 pieces of lobster ravioli. I think I'm done. And they would say, but John, we just gave you your usual portion. I said, I know, I'm on meds. And they would limp sadly away. I don't know why I said limp. He doesn't have a limp. And also, I may just be too soft-hearted for anything that involves this kind of exchange of personal services. Oh, sorry, exchange of professional services. And, but, that's the way it is. And I got a lot of free fish coming. That puts like $13,000 in my account. That's, well, like I said, that's a lot of fish. But I'm sure my wife and her friends will be able to plow through it really fast. I mean, we may have the steak and caviar without the steak, and then the caviar and steak without the caviar, or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll find the most expensive thing in the menu and order 20 of them to go. But I'm really not 100% comfortable with this situation. I may be in the wrong business. But it's a heck of a lot better than flipping burgers, I'll tell you that much. Thanks, guys. Do me a favor and like, subscribe, notify. If you don't like the title of this video, tell me a better one. Even if it's Danger Zone, John shoves it up his butt. That's fine. I'll pick the one I like best. Probably not John shoves them up his butt. I'll tell you that going in. I like to think you guys are part of the game, that you participate and that you think about it. So, some new titles. That would be great. Thank you, guys. Bye.